I shouldn't be here. That's the first thing I think when I walk into his penthouse for the first time. The floor-to-ceiling windows showcase Manhattan like it's a kingdom laid out just for him, and maybe it is. Men like Alexander Reeves, billionaires, moguls, the kind of powerful that makes the news, they don't live in the same world as the rest of us. But he hired me. Well, his assistant hired me. Sterling Design got the contract to renovate his penthouse, and somehow, I'm the one they assigned to the project. Mr. Reeves will be with you shortly, his assistant says. Her name is Charlotte, and she's perfect in that polished, untouchable way. The way I imagine his fiancée must be. Yes, I know about her. Everyone knows about Victoria Ashford. Old money, philanthropist, the kind of beautiful that belongs in museums. Their engagement was in every magazine 3 months ago. Manhattan's power couple, they called them. I set my portfolio on his dining table, a slab of marble that probably costs more than my car, and I try not to feel out of place. But I do. God, I do. You must be Emma. His voice hits me before I see him. Deep, smooth, the kind of voice that makes you stop and pay attention. I turn around, and... oh. The photographs don't do him justice. Not even close. He's tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a charcoal suit that fits him like it was made specifically for his body. Because it probably was. Dark hair, sharp jawline, and those eyes. Gray-blue, like a storm over the ocean. They pin me in place, and suddenly I forget how to breathe properly. Yes, I'm Emma. Emma Clark. From Sterling Design. I extend my hand, trying to sound professional, trying to pretend my heart isn't racing. His hand engulfs mine. Warm. Strong. He holds on just a fraction longer than necessary, and I feel it, that spark, that electricity that shouldn't be there. Alexander Reeves. He smiles, and it's devastating. Though I suspect you already knew that. Your reputation precedes you. I manage to pull my hand back, even though part of me doesn't want to. I hope not all of it. There's amusement in his eyes, and something else. Something that makes my stomach flip. He gestures to the space around us. As you can see, this place needs work. It came with the building acquisition, previous owner had terrible taste. I need someone who can make it feel less like a museum and more like a home. I nod, pulling out my tablet, trying to focus on work instead of the way he's looking at me. What's your vision? Modern, traditional, minimalist? I'll know it when I see it. He moves closer, looking over my shoulder at the tablet. I can smell his cologne, something expensive and masculine that makes me want to lean into him. Show me what you're thinking. For the next hour, we walk through his penthouse. It's massive, 5,000 square feet of potential. He's surprisingly involved, asking questions, offering opinions. He's not what I expected. Somewhere in my mind, I'd built him up as another entitled rich man who'd throw money at a problem and walk away. But he's not that. He's thoughtful. Funny, even. He tells me about traveling through Italy and seeing architecture that moved him. He asks about my background, and he actually listens when I tell him about studying design in Boston, about my small apartment in Brooklyn that I'm still decorating because I spent all my money on vintage furniture for clients. You're passionate about this, he observes. We're standing in what will become his study, and the late afternoon sun is casting golden light across his face. I am, I admit. There's something about transforming a space, making it reflect who someone really is. It's intimate, in a way. Intimate. He repeats the word, and the way he says it makes heat rise to my cheeks. I like that. His phone buzzes. He glances at it, and something shifts in his expression. Hardens. I have to take this. His voice is different now. Colder. Charlotte will see you out. Send me your proposal by Friday. He's already walking away, phone to his ear. Victoria, I told you I'd call you back. And just like that, I remember. He's engaged. He's getting married in 6 months to a woman who's probably perfect for him. This was just business. That spark I felt, imagined, maybe. Wishful thinking from a girl who should know better. Charlotte appears like magic, escorting me to the elevator. As the doors close, I catch one last glimpse of him through the windows, phone still pressed to his ear, looking out at the city he seems to own. I shouldn't be thinking about him. 3 days later, he calls me directly. Not his assistant. Him. Emma. God, the way he says my name. I got your proposal. It's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Reeves. Alexander, he interrupts. Call me Alexander. Mr. Reeves is my father. Alexander. I test it out, and I swear I hear him inhale on the other end. I'm glad you approve. When would you like to start? Immediately. But I want you to know, I'm very hands-on. I'll be involved in every decision. Something about the way he says hands-on makes my pulse quicken. That's fine. Most clients prefer regular updates anyway. I'm not most clients, Emma. No. No, he's definitely not. We agree to meet twice a week to review progress. It seems excessive for a project like this, but he insists, and honestly? I don't argue. I should. I should keep this professional, distant. But I don't want to. The first few weeks are torture in the best way. He shows up to every meeting, sometimes in a suit coming from the office, sometimes in jeans and a t-shirt that shows off his arms in a way that should be illegal. We argue about paint colors, he wins. We debate furniture styles, I win. We laugh over terrible design magazines. And we talk. God, we talk about everything. He tells me about building his company from nothing, about the pressure of living up to his father's legacy. I tell him about losing my mom when I was 16, about putting myself through design school. He asks questions like he actually cares about the answers. Why design? He asks one evening. We're sitting on the floor of what will be his living room, fabric samples spread around us like a kaleidoscope. Control, maybe. I run my fingers over a piece of velvet. I couldn't control what happened to my mom. Couldn't fix that. But I can fix spaces. I can take something broken or ugly and make it beautiful. He's quiet for a long moment. When I look up, he's staring at me with an intensity that steals my breath. What? I whisper. Nothing. Just, you're not what I expected. What did you expect? Someone more. He gestures vaguely. Polished. Superficial. Most people in your industry are. Disappointed? Opposite. His eyes hold mine. Very opposite. The air between us feels electric. Dangerous. He's sitting close enough that I could reach out and touch him. His eyes drop to my lips, and I think. His phone rings. Of course it does. He closes his eyes, jaw clenching. I have to. I know. I start gathering the fabric samples, needing something to do with my hands. Take it. He stands up, moving to the window. Hey, Victoria. I shouldn't listen. I should give him privacy. But his penthouse is empty and echoing, and I can't help but hear. No, I can't do dinner tonight. Because I'm working. It matters to me, Victoria, that should be enough. Fine. Tomorrow. Yes. Goodbye. When he turns back, he looks exhausted. Everything okay? I ask, even though it's not my place. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Do you really want to know? I should say no. Should keep this professional. Yes. I do. He sits back down, closer than before. My engagement isn't what people think it is. My heart is hammering. What is it, then? A business arrangement. He says it matter-of-factly, like he's discussing a merger. Our families have been allies for generations. Victoria and I grew up together. When my father died last year, the board wanted stability. A marriage would provide that. Victoria's family gets access to our resources, I get their political connections. Everyone wins. Except you, I say quietly. His eyes snap to mine. Except me. Do you love her? No. He doesn't hesitate. We're friends. Barely. She wants this marriage even less than I do. She's in love with someone else, some artist in Paris. But her family won't accept that relationship. So you're both trapped. Trapped. He smiles bitterly. That's exactly what it is. I should comfort him. Pat his shoulder, say something understanding and professional. Instead, I do something incredibly stupid. I reach out and take his hand. His fingers immediately intertwine with mine, like they were made to fit together. His thumb strokes across my knuckles, and it's such a simple touch, but it sets every nerve ending on fire. Emma. His voice is rough. Warning. Pleading. I don't know which. This is a bad idea, I whisper. Terrible idea, he agrees. But neither of us lets go. We sit there in the empty penthouse as the sun sets, hands clasped, both of us knowing we're standing at the edge of something we can't come back from. I should go, I finally say. You should. But he tightens his grip on my hand. Alexander. I know. He releases me, standing up, putting distance between us. I know. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. I gather my things, my hand still tingling from his touch. I'll see you Friday. Friday, he confirms. I'm at the elevator when he calls my name. Emma? I turn. I'm glad it's you. Working on this project. I'm glad it's you. I should tell him it's just business. Should laugh it off. Instead, I say, I'm glad it's you too. The elevator doors close on his expression, want and regret and something that looks a lot like longing. I lean against the elevator wall as it descends, my heart racing. This is dangerous. He's engaged. Off limits. This can't happen. But I already know the truth. It's too late. I'm already falling. Friday comes too slowly and too quickly. I spend the days in between telling myself to be professional. To keep my distance. To remember that he's engaged to someone else, that this is just a job, that the connection I feel is probably one-sided anyway. But then he texts me at midnight on Wednesday, can't sleep. Keep thinking about paint colors. Or maybe not paint colors. My hands shake as I type back, the navy or the charcoal gray? His response comes immediately, neither. The designer who suggested them. I stare at those words for 10 minutes before I respond. She sounds unprofessional. She sounds perfect. I don't sleep that night. When Friday arrives, I dress carefully. Not too nice, I don't want him to think I'm trying too hard. But not casual either. I settle on black jeans and a silk blouse, my hair down instead of in its usual ponytail. He notices immediately when I walk in. You look beautiful. He says it simply, like it's a fact, and my cheeks burn. Thank you. You look devastating. Unfairly attractive. Like everything I want and can't have. Nice. He's in jeans and a navy Henley that hugs his chest and arms. More relaxed than I've ever seen him. Working from home today, he explains. Needed a break from the office. We review the progress on the renovation. The construction crew has been working quickly, the kitchen is gutted, ready for the custom cabinets I sourced. The master bathroom is being retiled. Everything is on schedule. But there's tension humming between us that has nothing to do with backsplashes and grout colors. Emma. He stops in the middle of the hallway, turning to face me. I need to be honest with you about something. My heart drops. He's going to fire me. Of course he is. This is too complicated, too messy. He's going to end this before it even starts. Okay, I manage. I can't stop thinking about you. The words come out rough, like they're being pulled from somewhere deep inside him. I tried. God, I tried. But every meeting, every text, every time you smile at me, I'm losing my mind. I can't breathe. Alexander. I know. I know I have no right to say this to you. I'm engaged. This is wrong on every level. But I needed you to know that this isn't one-sided. Whatever this is between us, I feel it too. What are we doing? I whisper. I don't know. He steps closer. All I know is that I've never felt like this before. Like I can't breathe properly when you're not around. Like every conversation with you is the best part of my day. You're getting married in 6 months. I know. This can't happen. I know that too. But he takes another step toward me. And I don't move away. Tell me to stop, he says softly. Tell me you don't feel this, and I'll never mention it again. We'll keep this professional. I'll respect that. I should tell him to stop. Should protect both of us from this impossible situation. Instead, I say, I can't stop thinking about you either. Something flares in his eyes, relief and hunger and something deeper. Emma. I know it's wrong. I know you're engaged. I know this is the most unprofessional thing I could possibly do. The words tumble out. But I've never felt like this before either. And I don't know how to make it stop. I don't want you to make it stop. He's close enough now that I have to tilt my head back to look at him. I want. What? What do you want? His hand comes up, fingers barely grazing my cheek. The touch is so gentle, so careful, like I might shatter. This, he breathes. Just this. To touch you. To be honest with you. To stop pretending I don't count down the hours until I see you again. My eyes flutter closed. His thumb traces my jawline, and I feel that touch everywhere. Look at me, Emma. I open my eyes. I'm not going to kiss you, he says, and my heart sinks until he continues. Not until you tell me you want this. Not until you understand what you're getting into. I'm engaged. That's not changing, not yet. The wedding is in 6 months, and breaking it off would destroy my company, Victoria's family, everything we've both built. But after, I'll find a way out. I swear to you. You're asking me to wait? To be your secret? Pain flashes across his face. I'm not asking you for anything. I have no right to ask you for anything. But if you walk away right now, I'll understand. I'll let you go. We'll keep this professional. And if I don't walk away? His hand slides into my hair, cradling the back of my head. The sensation sends shivers down my spine. Then we figure this out together. Somehow. I should walk away. Any reasonable person would. But I've never felt less reasonable in my life. Kiss me, I whisper. Emma. Please. Kiss me before I change my mind. Before I remember all the reasons this is a terrible idea. His eyes search mine for a long moment. Then he leans down, and the first touch of his lips against mine is gentle. Questioning. Like he's giving me one more chance to back away. I don't take it. Instead, I press closer, my hands fisting in his shirt, and he makes this sound, half groan, half relief, and suddenly the kiss transforms into something desperate. His mouth is hot and demanding against mine. His hands are in my hair, on my waist, pulling me closer like he can't get enough. I've been kissed before, but never like this. Never like I'm oxygen and he's been drowning. We stumble backward until my back hits the wall. His body presses against mine, solid and warm, and I can feel his heart racing as fast as mine. His lips move to my jaw, my neck, and I gasp, tilting my head to give him better access. God, Emma, he murmurs against my skin, his breath hot. You're killing me. His mouth finds mine again, and this kiss is slower. Deeper. Like he's memorizing the taste of me. My hands slide up to his shoulders, his neck, into his hair, and he shudders under my touch. The feeling of power that gives me, knowing I affect him this way, is intoxicating. We should stop, he says against my lips, but he doesn't pull away. We should, I agree, but my fingers are tracing the muscles of his back through his shirt, feeling them flex beneath my touch. This is insane. Completely insane. But neither of us stops. We kiss like we're trying to make up for all the weeks of wanting and not having. His hands explore my waist, my hips, always careful, always asking permission with every touch. When his fingers slip just beneath the hem of my blouse, skimming the bare skin of my lower back, I gasp into his mouth. Is this okay? He breathes. Yes. God, yes. His touch becomes bolder, his hands spanning my waist, thumbs brushing the underside of my ribs. Every point of contact burns. I arch into him, wanting more, wanting everything, and he groans. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing hard. His forehead rests against mine, and we just stand there, wrapped around each other, trying to remember how to function. I'm sorry, he whispers. Don't be. I'm engaged, Emma. This is. I know what it is. I pull back enough to look at him. I'm not naive. I know what I'm doing. What we're doing. This has to be secret. No one can know. If the press found out, if my board discovered. I understand. Do you? His eyes are tortured. Do you understand what I'm asking? Stolen moments. Secret meetings. No public acknowledgement. You deserve so much better than that. Maybe. I touch his face, running my thumb along his jaw, feeling the slight stubble there. But I want you anyway. He closes his eyes like I've hurt him. Or healed him. I can't tell which. What are we doing? He asks. I don't know. But I don't want to stop. Neither do I, God help me, neither do I. He kisses me again, softer this time. Sweet. Like a promise or an apology. His lips are gentle but certain, and when he pulls back, there's determination in his eyes. After the wedding. After I can figure out how to break this engagement without destroying everything, I'll be free. And then this, us, won't have to be a secret anymore. That's 6 months away. I know. And I have no right to ask you to wait. But I'm going to fix this, Emma. I swear to you. I want to believe him. God, I want to believe him so badly. Okay, I whisper. Okay? 6 months. We'll figure this out. Relief floods his face. He pulls me close again, just holding me, and I let myself pretend for a moment that this is simple. That he's mine and I'm his and there's no fiancé, no scandal waiting to happen, no impossible situation. But reality intrudes, as it always does. His phone buzzes. He ignores it. It buzzes again. You should check that, I say quietly. He pulls it out, and I watch his expression change. Harden. Victoria. She's here. In the lobby. Coming up. Panic floods through me. What? She said she wanted to see the renovation progress. I forgot I told her she could stop by. He's already moving, pulling me toward the back of the penthouse. You need to go. The service elevator? You want me to sneak out? He stops, and the anguish in his eyes nearly breaks me. Emma, if she sees you, if she suspects anything. I know. I know. I grab my bag. It's fine. It's not fine. None of this is fine. The elevator dings. She's here. Go, he urges. Please. I run to the service elevator, my heart pounding. As the doors close, I catch a glimpse of him straightening his shirt, running a hand through his hair I'd just had my fingers in. And then I see her. Victoria Ashford is even more beautiful in person. Tall, elegant, wearing a white dress that probably costs more than my rent. She kisses his cheek, and he accepts it with a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. The elevator doors close. I lean against the wall, touching my lips where he kissed me, and reality crashes down. I'm in love with an engaged man. This is going to destroy me. But as I step out into the service entrance, into the hidden back of his building, I know one thing for certain. I'm not strong enough to walk away. The next 2 months are beautiful agony. We develop a routine. I come by for renovation meetings twice a week. Sometimes Victoria is there, playing the dutiful fiancé, and those days are torture. I'm professional, distant, everything I should be. He barely looks at me, and I understand why, but it still feels like rejection every time. But the days she's not there? Those are ours. We've gotten good at this. Too good. The construction crew leaves at 5. I show up at 6. For an hour, sometimes 2, the penthouse is our sanctuary. Tell me about your day, he says. We're in what will be his study, supposedly reviewing bookshelf designs, but really we're just sitting on the floor, my back against his chest, his arms around me. This has become my favorite place in the world, wrapped in him, feeling safe despite knowing how dangerous this all is. We got the commission for the Williamsburg loft. I tilt my head back against his shoulder. The one I told you about. That's amazing, Emma. He presses a kiss to my temple, and the tenderness of it makes my chest ache. See? I told you your portfolio was incredible. You're biased. Absolutely. Doesn't make it less true. These moments, they're everything. We talk about our days, our dreams, our fears. He tells me about the pressure of running his company, about board members who question every decision. I tell him about struggling to build my business, about the imposter syndrome that never quite goes away. And we kiss. God, we kiss like we're trying to make up for all the time we can't touch each other. I hate this, he murmurs against my lips one evening. His hands frame my face, thumbs stroking my cheekbones. Hiding you. Sneaking around. For more months, I remind him. The wedding is in September. It's May now. For more months, he repeats, but he sounds tortured. Emma, what if? Don't. I turn in his arms to face him, straddling his lap now, my hands on his shoulders. The position is intimate, dangerous, and I watch his eyes darken. Don't say what if. We're doing this. You're going to figure out how to end your engagement after the wedding, and then. Then what? You really think it'll be that simple? No. But it's what we have. He kisses me deeply, desperately. His hands frame my face like I'm something precious, something he's afraid of losing. When his fingers slide into my hair, gripping gently, I moan into his mouth. I'm falling in love with you, he says against my mouth. I think I have been since that first day. My heart stops. Starts again. Alexander. You don't have to say it back. I just needed you to know. But I do say it back. Of course I do. I love you too. So much it scares me. The kiss that follows is different. Not desperate or stolen, but certain. Like a promise. His hands slide down to my waist, pulling me closer against him, and I can feel exactly how much he wants me. The knowledge makes me bold. I rock against him slightly, and he groans, his grip on my hips tightening. Emma, he warns, his voice strained. If you keep doing that. What? I do it again, watching his eyes flutter closed. What will you do? I'm trying to be respectful. Trying not to push. Maybe I want you to push. His eyes snap open, dark with desire. Don't say things like that unless you mean them. I mean them. For a long moment, we just stare at each other, both of us on the edge of something we can't take back. Then he stands, pulling me with him, and leads me to the couch. We make out like teenagers, all desperate hands and breathless kisses, but he never pushes for more. Always stopping just before we cross that final line. Soon, he promises, his lips against my neck, making me shiver. After the wedding, after everything, I'll make this right. And then I'll have you properly. Spend an entire weekend in bed with you. Just a weekend? He laughs against my skin. Fine. A week. A month. However long you let me. We start getting bolder. Reckless. He takes me to dinner at a restaurant in Brooklyn, far from Manhattan where someone might recognize him. We sit in a corner booth, knees touching under the table, and for a few hours, we pretend we're a normal couple. What would you do if you could do anything? I ask, stealing a fry from his plate. Anything? Anything. No company to run, no expectations, no obligations. He's quiet for a moment, thinking. His hand finds mine on the table, fingers intertwining. I'd travel. Really travel, not just business trips. I'd spend months in Italy, learning to cook from real Italian grandmothers. I'd go to Japan, Thailand, Morocco. I'd see the world without a schedule. Alone? His eyes meet mine, intense and full of meaning. Not anymore. My chest tightens. Alexander. You're remarkable. You know that? I blush. I'm really not. You are. He reaches across the table with his other hand, taking both of mine now. In public. Where anyone could see. You're the most genuine person I've ever met. Nothing about you is calculated or fake. You just are. Authentically yourself. Is that why you love me? One of about 1,000 reasons. We're walking back to the subway when he pulls me into a dark doorway and kisses me like he's starving. I press against him, not caring who might see, lost in the taste of him. His hands slide down to my hips, pulling me flush against him, and I can feel every hard plane of his body. Come back with me, he murmurs against my lips, his breath ragged. To the penthouse. Stay. Alexander, we can't. I know. I know we can't actually. He trails off, his forehead resting against mine. I just want you there. Want to fall asleep with you, wake up with you. Please. I should say no. This is getting too real, too dangerous. But I've never been good at denying him anything. Okay. We take a cab back to Manhattan, his hand clasped with mine the entire ride. In the elevator up to his penthouse, he kisses me against the wall, his body pinning mine, and I forget to breathe. His hands roam my waist, my hips, higher, brushing the sides of my breasts through my shirt, and I arch into his touch. God, you're so responsive, he breathes against my neck. I love that about you. His penthouse is almost complete now. The renovations are beautiful, better than I imagined. But all I see is him, leading me to his bedroom, pulling me down onto sheets that smell like him. We don't have sex. We've been careful about that line, both of us knowing that once we cross it, there's no going back. But we touch each other everywhere else. He strips my shirt off slowly, reverently, his eyes drinking in the sight of me. When his mouth closes over my breast through my bra, I cry out, my hands fisting in his hair. So beautiful, he murmurs, his hands sliding down my stomach, fingers playing with the button of my jeans. Can I? Yes. He strips me down to my underwear, and then it's his turn. I pull his shirt off, running my hands over his chest, his abs, feeling him tremble under my touch. We explore each other with hands and mouths, learning what makes the other gasp, moan, beg for more. When his hand slides between my thighs, over my underwear, I nearly come apart. He strokes me through the fabric, watching my face with dark, hungry eyes. You're so wet, he groans. God, Emma, you're killing me. Touch me, I beg. Please. His fingers slip beneath the fabric, and the sensation is overwhelming. He knows exactly what he's doing, exactly how to touch me, and within minutes I'm falling apart in his arms, crying out his name. Afterward, I return the favor, taking him in hand, stroking him until he's groaning my name, his hips thrusting into my grip. When he comes, it's with my name on his lips, and the sight of him losing control is the most erotic thing I've ever seen. We clean up and collapse into bed, tangled together, both of us trembling from the intensity of it. Soon, he promises, his lips against my forehead. After the wedding, after everything, I'll make this right. And then I'll have you properly. All of you. I can't wait. I fall asleep in his arms, his heartbeat steady under my ear, and I let myself imagine a future where this doesn't have to be secret. I wake up alone. There's a note on the pillow, had to go to an early meeting. You looked too peaceful to wake. Help yourself to anything. The coffee maker is programmed, just press start. I shower in his bathroom, wearing one of his t-shirts, and pretend for a moment that this is my life. That I wake up here every morning. That I have the right to be in his space, wearing his clothes, smelling like him. Reality comes crashing back when I see the invitation on his counter. You are cordially invited to celebrate the engagement of Victoria Ashford and Alexander Reeves. There's an engagement party next month. I knew about the wedding, but somehow the party makes it more real. I leave before I can overthink it, but the invitation haunts me. He texts me that afternoon, thank you for staying. Waking up knowing you'd been in my bed was the best part of my day. I don't mention the invitation. Neither does he. But 3 weeks later, I'm scrolling through Instagram when I see the photos. Alexander and Victoria at the engagement party. He's wearing a tuxedo, looking impossibly handsome, and she's radiant in a silver gown. He's smiling, arm around her waist, and to anyone looking, they're the perfect couple. My hands shake as I swipe through the images. Him dancing with her. Him laughing at something her father said. Him kissing her cheek for a photo. I know it's not real. I know he doesn't love her. But seeing him play the role of devoted fiancé, breaks something inside me. I don't answer his texts that night. Or the next day. He shows up at my apartment on the third day. Emma. Open the door. I know you're in there. I consider ignoring him. But I'm not that strong. When I open the door, he looks wrecked. Like he hasn't slept. You saw the photos. Everyone saw the photos. Emma. Don't. I wrap my arms around myself. You don't have to explain. I knew what I was signing up for. But you're upset. Of course I'm upset. My voice cracks. I'm in love with you, and I have to watch you play happy couple with someone else. That doesn't exactly feel great, Alexander. He steps into my apartment, closing the door behind him. I hated every second of it. Smiling for cameras, pretending. But you did it anyway. What? What choice do I have? If I'd refused to attend my own engagement party, it would have raised questions. Questions I can't answer. Not yet. 3 more months, I say bitterly. Just 3 more months of this. I know. I know it's asking too much. He reaches for me, but I step back. Do you even have a plan? For how you're going to end this engagement after the wedding? He's quiet. Too quiet. Alexander. Do you have a plan? I'm working on it. That's not an answer. Emma. You promised me. My voice shakes. You said after the wedding you'd figure it out. But you don't actually know how you're going to do that, do you? He runs a hand through his hair, frustrated. It's complicated. The merger between our families? I don't care about the merger. I care about you. About us. But I'm starting to wonder if there even is an US, or if I'm just something to pass the time until you marry her. Don't. His voice is sharp, and suddenly he's in my space, hands gripping my shoulders. Don't ever think that. You're everything to me. Then prove it. How? Tell me how, and I'll do it. I don't have an answer. Because what can he do? Call off the wedding and lose everything? I'd never ask that of him. But I can't keep doing this either, being his secret, watching him belong to someone else. I don't know, I whisper. He pulls me into his arms, and I let him. God help me, I let him. I love you. That's the only thing I'm certain of in all of this. I love you, and I will find a way out of this engagement. But I need you to trust me. Can you do that? I look up into his eyes and see the truth there. He's just as trapped as I am. Just as desperate. Yes, I say finally. I trust you. He kisses me then, and it tastes like relief and desperation and promises we both hope we can keep. That night, he stays. And this time, we cross the line we've been carefully avoiding. He makes love to me slowly, thoroughly, like he's trying to memorize every inch of my body. His hands worship me, his mouth follows, and by the time he finally slides inside me, I'm already trembling. Look at me, he commands softly, and I do. His eyes hold mine as he moves, slow and deep, and it's the most intimate thing I've ever experienced. Not just the physical connection, but the way he looks at me, like I'm everything. I love you, he breathes as we move together. God, Emma, I love you so much. I love you too, I gasp, my nails digging into his shoulders as pleasure builds. When we finally fall over the edge together, it's perfect. He holds me through the aftershocks, pressing kisses to my face, my neck, my shoulders, murmuring words of love and devotion. Afterward, he holds me close, and I trace patterns on his chest. I meant what I said, he murmurs. I'll fix this. After the wedding. Shoo. I press a finger to his lips. Let's not think about after. Let's just be here. Right now. So we are. We exist in stolen moments and secret meetings. We love each other in the shadows, and we try not to think about what comes next. But September is getting closer. And I'm starting to wonder if love is enough. August comes too fast. The wedding is 4 weeks away. Then 3. Then 2. Alexander is distant. Stressed. The weight of what's coming sits on his shoulders like a physical thing. We still see each other, still steal our moments, but something has shifted. Talk to me, I say one evening. We're in his penthouse, the renovation complete now. It's beautiful. Every detail perfect. And soon, Victoria will be living here too. The thought makes me sick. There's nothing to talk about, he says, but he won't meet my eyes. Alexander. Emma, please. Not tonight. When then? We're running out of time. I know that. He snaps, then immediately looks guilty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. My stomach drops. What do you mean? He sits down heavily on the couch, head in his hands. The board. They're making the merger contingent on the marriage actually happening. If I call it off, even after the wedding, there will be consequences. The company could. So you're not going to end it. My voice sounds distant, like it's coming from someone else. I didn't say that. But that's what you're thinking. He looks up at me, and the anguish in his eyes is real. I don't know what I'm thinking. I just know I can't lose you. But I also can't lose everything my father built. Everything I've worked for. You're asking me to wait indefinitely. No. I'm just asking for more time to figure this out. How much time? Another 6 months? A year? Forever? Emma. I can't do this. The words come out broken. I can't keep being your secret while you play house with her. I thought I could, but I can't. He stands, crossing to me, but I back away. If he touches me now, I'll break. Don't, I whisper. Please don't. What are you saying? I'm saying. I think we need to stop this. Before it destroys us both. No. His voice is fierce. No, Emma, don't do this. One of us has to be strong enough to end this. And clearly it's not going to be you. That's not fair. None of this is fair. I'm crying now, and I hate it. You made me fall in love with you. You promised me we'd figure it out. But we're not figuring it out, are we? You're just stalling. Hoping something will magically change. I'm trying to protect everyone. Everyone except me. The truth of it cuts deep. You're protecting your company, Victoria's family, your reputation. But what about me? What about protecting what we have? You're not being fair. You know how complicated this is. You're right. It's complicated. It's impossible. And I'm done pretending it's anything else. I grab my bag, heading for the door. Emma, wait. He catches my arm, spinning me around. Please. Don't leave like this. I look up at him, memorizing his face. The sharp jaw, the storm-colored eyes, the way his hair falls across his forehead. I love him so much it physically hurts. I have to, I whisper. Because if I stay, I'll keep hoping. And hope is killing me. I love you. I know. And I love you too. But sometimes love isn't enough. I pull away from him and walk out the door. He doesn't follow. The next 2 weeks are hell. I throw myself into work, taking on new projects, staying at the office until midnight. Anything to avoid going home to my empty apartment where everything reminds me of him. He texts constantly. Please talk to me. I'm sorry. I miss you. Let me explain. I don't respond. What is there to say? But then, 10 days before his wedding, I get a different text. I need to see you. It's important. Please. I should ignore it. Should block his number and move on with my life. But I can't. Where? Our restaurant. The one in Brooklyn. 8 p.m. I almost don't go. I stand outside my apartment, keys in hand, telling myself this is a bad idea. That seeing him will only make things harder. But my feet carry me to the subway anyway. He's already there when I arrive, sitting in our usual corner booth. He looks terrible, like he hasn't slept in days. There are dark circles under his eyes, and his normally perfect appearance is disheveled. You came, he says, standing when he sees me. You said it was important. It is. Emma, please sit. I slide into the booth across from him, keeping my distance. If I get too close, I'll crumble. I broke off the engagement, he says. The world stops. What? Yesterday. I told Victoria I couldn't go through with it. That it wasn't fair to either of us. He's talking fast now, words tumbling out. She was relieved, Emma. She actually thanked me. Said she'd been trying to find the courage to do the same thing. I can't breathe. But the company? I don't care about the company. Not if it means losing you. He reaches across the table, taking my hand. I've spent the last 2 weeks in hell, realizing that none of it matters without you. The money, the power, the reputation, all of it is meaningless if I can't have you. What about the board? They're furious. There will be consequences. I might lose my position as CEO. The merger is dead. But Emma. His eyes are fierce. I don't care. I'll build something new. Start over if I have to. As long as I have you. Tears are streaming down my face. You called off the wedding. I called off the wedding. He moves to my side of the booth, pulling me into his arms. I'm so sorry I made you wait. Sorry I made you doubt us. But I'm done being a coward. I choose you. I'll always choose you. I kiss him through my tears, and he kisses me back like I'm air and he's been suffocating. I love you, I breathe against his lips. I love you too. So much. He pulls back, framing my face with his hands. No more secrets. No more hiding. I want the whole world to know you're mine. Are you sure? This is going to be a scandal. Let it be a scandal. Let them talk. I don't care, as long as I have you. We sit there in the restaurant, wrapped around each other, and for the first time in weeks, I can breathe properly. So what now? I ask. Now? He smiles, and it's the first real smile I've seen from him in weeks. Now we live our lives. Together. Publicly. No more stolen moments. No more sneaking around. Just us. Just us, I repeat, and it sounds like a dream. He kisses me again, soft and sweet and full of promise. Come home with me, he murmurs. Let me spend the rest of the night showing you exactly how much I love you. I nod, unable to speak past the lump in my throat. We leave the restaurant hand in hand, and I realize this is what I've wanted all along. Not the secret meetings or the forbidden romance, but this, walking beside him in the open, claiming each other in front of the world. Back at his penthouse, he makes love to me slowly, reverently, like we have all the time in the world now. Because we do. No more countdowns. No more deadlines. Just us and the future we're going to build together. I want to wake up with you every morning, he murmurs against my skin. Want to fall asleep beside you every night. Want to build a life with you. Yes, I breathe. Yes to all of it. Later, wrapped in his arms, I let myself believe that we're going to make it. That love really is enough after all. The scandal breaks 3 days later. Billionaire breaks off society wedding days before ceremony. Alexander Reeves calls off engagement to Victoria Ashford. Manhattan's most anticipated wedding cancelled. The press is relentless. Photographers camp outside his building, trying to get photos. Reporters call constantly, looking for quotes. The speculation is wild: affairs, financial problems, family drama. And then they find out about me. Mystery woman behind broken engagement. Who is Emma Clark? Interior designer allegedly involved with Alexander Reeves. My phone explodes with calls from numbers I don't recognize. There are photographers outside my apartment building. My small firm is suddenly getting media attention we never wanted. I'm so sorry, Alexander says when he shows up at my apartment after seeing the headlines. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. It's okay, I tell him, even though it's overwhelming. It's not okay. They're tearing you apart. Let them. I don't care what they say, as long as I have you. He pulls me close, and I feel him shaking. I don't deserve you. Probably not, I tease, trying to lighten the mood. But you're stuck with me anyway. The board forces him out as CEO 2 weeks later. The vote is unanimous. They claim he showed poor judgment and damaged the company's reputation. It's devastating to watch, seeing something he built being taken away. But he handles it with grace. It's just a title, he tells me that night. We're in bed, tangled together. Just a company. There will be other opportunities. Are you really okay? I'm with you, aren't I? He kisses my forehead. That makes me more than okay. Victoria reaches out a month later, asking to meet for coffee. I'm nervous, but Alexander encourages me to go. She's even more beautiful in person, and I can see why everyone thought they were perfect together. But when she smiles at me, it's genuine. Thank you, she says. I blink. For what? For loving him enough to make him brave. He was going to go through with it, you know. The wedding. He would have sacrificed his happiness to maintain the status quo. But then he met you, and... She smiles. You changed everything. I didn't mean to cause problems. You didn't cause problems. You solved them. For both of us. She leans forward. I'm back with Julian now. My artist in Paris. We're getting married in the spring. My family has finally accepted it. I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for you and Alexander. You're good for him. You make him human instead of just a business machine. She stands to leave, then pauses. Take care of him. He loves you more than he's ever loved anything. Don't take that for granted. I won't, I promise. Alexander starts a new company 6 months later. Something smaller, more personal. He's happier than I've ever seen him, finally building something on his own terms. We move in together. Not to the penthouse, too many memories, but to a brownstone in Brooklyn that we renovate together. It's perfect. Our sanctuary. I want to marry you, he says one night. We're cooking dinner together, and he just says it. Casual. Like it's the most natural thing in the world. I drop the knife I'm holding. What? I want to marry you, he repeats, turning to face me. Not some big society wedding. Just us and a few close friends. Something real. Alexander. I know we've only been together officially for 6 months. I know it's fast. But Emma, I've known since the day I met you. You're it for me. The only one I'll ever want. He drops to one knee right there in our kitchen, pulling out a simple, elegant ring. Emma Clark, will you marry me? I'm crying, laughing, nodding all at once. Yes. God, yes. He slides the ring on my finger and kisses me, lifting me up and spinning me around. We don't make it to dinner that night. We're too busy celebrating in our bedroom. 3 years later. Daddy, up. Alexander scoops up our daughter, Sophia, spinning her around until she squeals with laughter. She's 2 now, with his dark hair in my eyes, and she has him completely wrapped around her tiny finger. How are my girls? He asks, coming over to where I'm sitting on the couch with our 6-month-old son, James, nursing. We're good. Jamie just finished eating. He sits beside me, Sophia on his lap, and we just exist together. Our little family in our Brooklyn brownstone. My design firm has taken off. I split my time between projects and motherhood, and somehow it works. Alexander's company is thriving. He's building exactly the kind of business he always wanted, ethical and sustainable. But the best part? Coming home to this every day. Real. Open. No secrets. You know what I was thinking about today? Alexander says, playing with Sophia's hair. What? That renovation. The penthouse. The one where we met. What about it? I'm glad you were the one they sent. Glad it was you who walked into my life that day. I lean my head on his shoulder. Even though it was complicated? Especially because it was complicated. He kisses my temple. The best things in life usually are. Sophia wiggles down and toddles over to her toys. James falls asleep in my arms. And Alexander and I sit together, watching the life we built. No regrets? I ask quietly. Not a single one. He turns to look at me, and his eyes are full of love. You're the best decision I ever made. Even better than calling off that wedding? That led me to you. So yes. Best decision. Every time. We kiss, sweet and familiar, and I marvel at how far we've come. From stolen moments and secret meetings to this, a real marriage, a real family, a real life. I love you, I whisper. I love you too. Forever. And he means it. I can see it in his eyes, feel it in his touch, hear it in his voice. This man who was engaged to someone else when we met. This man who I fell for despite all the reasons I shouldn't have. This man who chose me over everything else. He's mine now. Completely. Openly. And I'm his. No more secrets. No more hiding. Just us. Our family. Our future. And it's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect? So I thought.